Welcome to the Aging Parent Playbook, the podcast that empowers adult children of aging parents to navigate the complexities of caregiving, family dynamics, and senior care with confidence. I'm Dr. Barbara Sparacino, a triple board certified psychiatrist and coach, here to guide you through real-world strategies and expert advice to help your loved ones age with dignity while protecting your own well-being. Whether you're new to caregiving or have been at it for years, this playbook is for you. Let's dive in to today's episode. Hello, and welcome back to the Aging Parent Playbook. I'm your host, Dr. Barbara Sparacino, and today we're tackling one of the most important topics when it comes to caring for aging parents: essential legal documents. Specifically, we're going to dive deep into some of the must-have legal documents every family should have in place, like a power of attorney, wills, healthcare directives, and more. Now, I know legal matters aren't always the most comfortable or exciting topic, but trust me, getting these documents sorted out can save you and your family from a lot of stress, confusion, and even potential disputes down the line. Whether your parent is still independent or already needs care, it's never too early to start thinking about these things. So let's jump right in. Before we dive into the specific documents, let's talk about why these legal matters are so important. As our parents age, there may come a time when they are no longer able to make important decisions for themselves, whether it's due to illness, cognitive decline, or another unforeseen circumstance. Without the proper legal documents in place, your family could face significant hurdles in managing their care, finances, or even medical decisions. Here's what's at stake. Without a power of attorney, you may not have the authority to manage your parents' finances or make healthcare decisions on their behalf. Without a will, your parents' assets may not be distributed according to their wishes, leading to potential family disputes or lengthy legal processes. And without healthcare directives, doctors may make decisions that don't align with your parents' preferences simply because those preferences haven't been documented. So, what are the essential legal documents you need to make sure your parents and your family are protected? Let's break it down. Let's start with one of the most critical documents, the power of attorney, or POA. A POA allows someone, often you as their adult child, to make decisions on your parents' behalf if they are unable to do so. There are two main types of power of attorney: financial and healthcare, and both are crucial for ensuring that your parents' needs are met. A financial power of attorney gives you, or whomever your parent designates, the legal authority to manage their financial affairs. This could include paying bills, managing investments, accessing bank accounts, or even handling real estate transactions. Without this document, if your parent becomes incapacitated, you'd likely have to go through the courts to gain control of their finances, a time-consuming and often costly process. And in a crisis, time is something you might not have. One key thing to remember is that a financial POA can either be durable or non-durable. A durable POA remains in effect if your parent becomes incapacitated, while a non-durable one does not. For most caregiving situations, you'll want to make sure your parent's POA is durable, so you're legally allowed to step in when needed. Okay, next, let's talk about the healthcare power of attorney. This document designates someone, again, usually you or another trusted family member, to make medical decisions on your parents' behalf if they are unable to do so. Imagine your parent is in the hospital, unable to communicate due to an injury or illness. The healthcare POA ensures that the person your parent entrusts can make decisions about their treatment, medications, surgeries, or long-term care based on what they would want. Like the financial POA, a healthcare power of attorney should be durable. This ensures that the document is valid if your parent becomes incapacitated. Without this in place, healthcare providers may make decisions without consulting family, or you might have to seek a court order to take control of medical decisions. Now, let's move on to wills. A will is one of the most well-known legal documents, and for good reason. It dictates how your parents' assets will be distributed after their death. Without a will, their estate will be subject to state laws, which means their assets may not go to the people or causes they cared about. Plus, it could lead to family disputes and a lengthy probate process, which is also can be expensive. In the will, your parent can designate beneficiaries, name an executor to manage the estate, and even provide specific instructions for things like funeral arrangements. It is crucial that this document is updated regularly, especially if there are significant changes in the family, like a divorce, a death, or the birth of a new grandchild. While a will is a must, many families also benefit from setting up a trust. Trusts can help avoid probate, reduce estate taxes, and ensure a smooth transfer of assets after your parents pass away. There are different types of trusts, such as revocable living trust and an irrevocable trust, each with its own benefits. A revocable living trust allows your parent to retain control of their assets while they're alive, but smoothly transfers those assets to beneficiaries when they pass. This can simplify things for the family and help avoid the costs and delays of probate. Talk to an estate attorney to see whether a trust makes sense for your parents' specific situation. It's an extra layer of protection that can give everyone peace of mind. Next, let's talk about living wills and advanced healthcare directives. These are absolutely essential when it comes to making sure your parents' wishes regarding medical care are respected, particularly if they're unable to communicate. A living will outlines your parents' preferences for end of life care. This might include decisions about resuscitation, life support, feeding tubes, and other interventions. Having these preferences written down in advance takes the guesswork out of these extremely emotional decisions, and it prevents disagreements among family members who may have different ideas about what your parent would want. Another document closely related to a living will is a Do Not Resuscitate Order, or DNR. This is a medical order that specifies that your parent does not want to be revived if their heart stops or if they stop breathing. It's a difficult decision, but if this is something your parent feels strongly about, it is important to have that documented and easily accessible to their medical team. Remember that healthcare providers are legally bound to follow these documents. Without them, they will generally default to providing life-sustaining measures, even if that's not what your parent would have wanted. Another often overlooked legal document is the HIPAA authorization. HIPAA, or the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act, protects your parents' private health information. While this is great for privacy, it can be a barrier if you're trying to access medical records or speak to doctors about your parents' care. A HIPAA authorization allows your parent to designate individuals who are allowed to access their health information. Without it, healthcare providers may not be able to share important medical details with you, even if you're the primary caregiver. This is a simple document, but incredibly important to have in place, especially if you need to make informed decisions about your parents' healthcare. In addition to the big documents we've covered, there are a few other things that may be relevant to your parents' situation. If your parent has minor children or dependents, they should have a document outlining who they would like to take care of them if they are no longer able to. Make sure your parent has updated beneficiaries for things like life insurance policies, retirement accounts, and investment portfolios. And while it's not a legal document per se, having long-term care insurance can be an important part of your parents' financial planning. It helps cover the cost of assisted living, home care, or nursing home care if they need it. Getting these documents organized isn't just a legal formality. It's an act of love. It ensures that your parents' wishes are honored, that you and your siblings aren't left scrambling in a crisis, and that the caregiving journey can be a little smoother. To recap, here are the essential legal documents every aging parent should have in place: power of attorney, both financial and healthcare, a will, healthcare directives, including a living will, a DNR order if desired, HIPAA authorization, and potentially a trust. By having these documents in place, you're setting your family up for success. You're ensuring that decisions can be made quickly and in alignment with your parents' wishes, and you're minimizing the risk of family disputes or legal battles down the road. If you haven't already, now is the time to have these conversations with your parents. Yes, they can be difficult, but they are so important. And if you need help navigating these legal waters, don't hesitate to consult an estate attorney or a legal expert who specializes in elder care. You can also reach out to me, and we can explore how to discuss this with your aging parents. Thank you so much for joining me today on the Aging Parent Playbook. If you found today's episode helpful, please subscribe, share the podcast with others, and feel free to reach out with any questions or topics you'd like me to cover in future episodes. Until next time, I'm Dr. Barbara Sparacino. Take care. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of the Aging Parent Playbook. I hope you found the information useful and empowering. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to subscribe, rate, and review wherever you listen to podcasts. And don't forget to share it with someone who could benefit from this playbook too. For more tips, resources, and details about my coaching program, The Aging Parent Plan, visit my website at theagingparentcoach.com. Until next time, remember, you don't have to navigate this journey alone. We're in this together. The content shared on the Aging Parent Playbook is for informational and educational purposes only. It is not intended to be a substitute for professional medical, legal, or financial advice. Always consult with a qualified professional regarding your specific situation. Listening to this podcast does not establish a doctor-patient relationship. Any opinions shared are my own and do not reflect those of any organization I'm affiliated with.